Hey y'all, so today we're looking at the 1791 Gunleather 2.1 mag holster. Basically it's a double mag pouch for single stack magazines. This one happens to be in their signature brown. So this is my first product review for 1791, and I also have one of their holsters that will be reviewed later on. But basically what happened was I wanted to kind of refresh my belt holster for a 1911 because I was carrying my Delta Elite, and I kind of wanted to give them a shot. I'd heard good things, and I figured why not? The price was decent. They're on Amazon, so it was free Prime shipping, and Amazon Master Race and all that. So I figured I'd give them a shot. So I'm gonna start with the mag holder, and then, like I said, another video will be the holster. But so first impressions on this thing were actually kind of bad. Funny thing was I pulled this out of the packaging, and I was actually about to return it. Reason being was I pulled it out, and I was shocked at how big it was, right? And I'm going to show for comparison. Here's the holster that holds the gun, right, end to end, and you'll see that how much wider the mag holder is. So my first impression was, what am I going to do with this monstrosity? It's huge. And, like I said, I was about to return it, but I decided, hey, I like the idea of having a holster and mag holder that matches perfectly, and I figured I would give it a shot. I'm glad I did, because after putting it on my belt, realizing how the thing kind of naturally wraps around your body, and I will show it on my person in a little bit. I was actually really surprised with it, and I'm now actually a pretty big fan of it. So let's look at some of the craftsmanship. All right, hang on, I'll pull the mags out. So leather's pretty good and thick. They use a good thickness leather, and as you can see, it's quite stiff, which is what you want, because stiffness holds everything in place, and movement is what creates irritation. So when you don't have movement because you're wearing a good stiff holster, that's good. So stiffness real good. As I said, thick leather. Thicker, I think, at least from what I see, thicker than what you'd see out of a DeSantis and a Galco, and that's kind of what I base my thoughts on, because they're pretty much your two main mass-produced holster makers, and I guess 1791's kind of trying to get into that same market. So I've been wearing this now for about a month or so, probably, give or take, right? And you can see a little bit of wear starting along here along the belt, along the edge. It's got a wear, and that's absolutely normal. You're wearing it on your person, you're bumping in this stuff, doing whatever. So little tiny bit of wear from me using it, but not a whole lot. Not much on the back, just along the edges. And it's held up, I mean, zero issues. Stitching is held right. They do a real nice job about the stitching. You can see they go all around the edge, they go in between, they go up through here. They do not do a cheap stitching job. And then you can see on the sides, it better shows, there you can see how thick the leather is. That, they don't use a cheap, thinner cut of leather. So, craftsmanship, excellent. I was really impressed with the craftsmanship. Like I said, I had heard a few good things about them, but I wanted to try them for myself. So, excellent craftsmanship. With that, let's see how it looks on my body. Alright, so here we are once again at everybody's favorite angle, the crotch cam, and I have it on my belt. Now, normally I would have it on my left side, but for sake of me being too lazy to take my belt all the way out of its loops to put it on this side, because I'm wearing my core belt, I decided to put it over here. Sue me. So rides really nice on my belt, right? And it's nice because it's wide enough to where I can center it on my side and then have a belt loop on it. So it really is. It just feels like there's nothing there. And then it conceals really well. So, and this is a little shorter shirt than I would normally wear, but I've just been around the house today, and it disappears. Of course you can kind of see the end of my belt sticking out, but like it disappears pretty much. Like you go around and like I guess you see a little bit of a point like right here, but there's no way that anybody's going to think that that's anything more than maybe a cell phone. Like, and this is, like I said, this is kind of a tighter, shorter shirt, but it completely disappears. Like you're standing there, nobody has a clue that it's there. So that's how it conceals real well. Uh, like the draw on the holsters, or yeah, on the holsters on the magazines is also pretty good. I broke mine in a little bit. I didn't break it in a ton because I like it to be a little bit firmer. So mine, it's a little bit firmer draw. But I have no doubt that, God forbid, I get into a situation where I need my gun, and then, God forbid, I need a second mag. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have enough adrenaline going that the thing could be super glued in there, and I would somehow get it out of there. So it being a little tighter for me isn't that big a deal, and I could always break it in a little bit more with some wax paper and whatnot, and bow it out a little bit more. But that's what it looks like on your person. So let's go back up to the desk. Alright, so that's pretty much my thoughts on the mag holder. Like I said, really impressed with it. Really a big fan. First time trying 1791, and it probably will not be my last. Although if anybody from 1791 is listening, it'd be really nice if you would start making holsters for the 329 PD, because I'm kind of wanting to get one, but you guys don't make it yet. Yeah, it's a joke. With that being aside, really happy with the product. Really, can't recommend them enough. One of the big things that upon wearing it and seeing the older other mag holders, I understood was I basically was comparing this directly to the Galco, and the thing that I liked about the Galco was it's much smaller because it's literally just the two mags, like next to each other like this, and then there's a loop on the back for your belt to go through. The problem with that is that doesn't wrap around your body nearly as well as like a pancake style like this does. So while that style is smaller, it's going to print more because it's basically like having a block or a square patch on your belt, whereas this is something that kind of like wraps around your belt and kind of like molds to your body. So that was one of the big things I just wanted to mention of why I chose this over like the Galco product, just because knowing it was like a pancake style, of course not knowing how big it was until I got it, but noticing it was a pancake style, I felt it would probably conceal better, and it ended up being that way. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them down below. And as always, anybody that subs and likes, I always appreciate. Trying to fight the YouTube algorithms at this point. But other than that, have a good day.